Hey guys, Grumpy here with a multi-part advanced guide called Fit to Fight. This guide will explain the complex relationship between shipbuilding and fleet composition. I will restrict myself to midline ships for their simplicity, though for your gameplay I would strongly recommend mixed tech levels. For this series we'll be following Titan Grant. Once a hotshot pilot for the Persean Navy, is now a senior officer inundated with paperwork and staff meetings. Reminiscing on his younger days, in a bold move, he decides to retire from his prestigious position in the Persean Navy to pursue the life of a bounty hunter. Using his adept piloting skills and knowledge as a fleet commander, Titan Grant intends to build an illustrious fleet of his own and strike it rich, hunting down deserters, bounties, and pirates alike. The early game I like to define as a part of the game where you have no control over the ships, weapons, or hull mods that are available to you. You have extremely limited funds, and stealth and speed are your allies. You really want to be able to either physically avoid confrontation with enemies, so having maximum burn speed of 20. You want to be able to disengage from fights without moving to the pursuit phase, and then if you get into the pursuit phase, you always want to be able to win that fight. So keeping those principles in mind, this is how I modified my starting ships, that being the Wayfarer and the Shepherd. So the Wayfarer here is all about point defense and has the two Atropos missiles on the rear facing. It has safety overrides, unstable injector, reinforced bulkheads, and blast doors. This thing is just made to be tanky and fast. I don't intend to fight with the ship, I just want it to be able to win the pursuit phase and defend itself as it leaves the battlefield. Similarly with the Shepherd, we go militarized subsystem because it is a civilian ship. This allows us to apply safety overrides to it, and it's carrying Atropos missiles. However, this can also be a salamander. So in order to leave the early game and transition to the mid game, these are the things that I would recommend you pursue. So first of all, you should receive a commission with the faction of your choice. This is going to be important because it's going to give you those much needed credits every month, as well as you need to be commissioned with this faction in order to purchase these nice ships. Next, I strongly recommend you secure a Buffalo or a Colossus. Then I would recommend you get a salvage rig. Now this isn't required, but it is really nice because it opens you up to exploration, as well as if you do small bounties, the salvage rig is going to dramatically increase the amount of resources you get post-combat. So we're heading to Glacia for two reasons. The first reason is we want to begin the main quest line. Second reason why we're in the Glacian system, and that's to head over to Tetra. So if you've done the tutorial, this area should be familiar to you. This is the same exact one that you would see otherwise. What we're going to do is comb through the ships. We're really interested in the Hammerhead. So our fleet grows. We now have a Hammerhead that we would like to pilot as our flagship, as well as a Dram. So now we have fuel. We can leave the core worlds and go ahead and do some light exploration when the time comes. So here's the fleet. Again, following the same principles that we had before. Safety overrides on all of our ships. Very missile focused because we want to end the fight as quickly as possible. So hovering over Salamanca, the last thing that we want to do is commission with the Persians. Unfortunately, we need 10 reputation with the Persians, and we just don't have that right now. Okay, so we get our first mission. We're over here in Thule. This is a spy satellite mission. These are the bread and butter of the early game. Your fleet is going to be naturally tiny, so it's going to be hard to detect. We also get a couple of analyze probe missions. So we'll go ahead and accept those. Very important that they are Persean aligned because we want reputation with the Persean faction. So in order to successfully complete these missions, we need to trim down our fleet. There's not really a reason to drag around all these ships. So the next thing that I want to show off for the early game, and something that will be very important throughout the entire campaign until you get to the colonization stage, are the abandoned stations. So there are 3 of them. There's one here in YMA, just outside of Salamanca. There's another one in Corvus, just outside of Asharu, and then there's one last one in Mayasora, and that one is just outside of Marioth. What these allow you to do are dock your ships that you don't need. So we're going to go ahead and go super stealth mode, and we will drop off literally everything that we don't need. Just take crew, fuel, and a touch of supply. Refit our fleet. We want to make sure that we don't have a large sensor profile, which it looks like the militarized subsystem is going to take care of. One more thing, we are going to need the dram because we are going to need the fuel required to get out to those further sites. So here we are hovering above Sphinx. So let's go ahead and jump in. We want to make sure that our transponder is off for this. You really don't want to get caught. And it looks like they have patrols already investigating us. That's fine. What we want to do is we want to hide in an obscurant. So that can be a debris field. It can be an asteroid belt. It can be a ring like this. And that's pretty much where we want to go. We should be able to approach the spy satellite. We can drop it off, and we have gained a contact, which is what we were hoping for. So now we have a dedicated resource for Persean missions. And with 200,000 credits, we are going to round out the rest of the fleet with a Vigilance, a Buffalo, as well as a salvage rig. This completes the very basics of the logistics support to our fleet. Alright, so after running that last sensor package, we are now favorable with the Persean League. So what we're going to do is head over to Salamanca, open the comm directory, talk to the administrator, and request commission for the Persean League. And we will accept it. Yes. So to conclude today's guide, we went over the early game. The goals of this episode, which we achieved, where we secured a commission with the Persean League that's going to pay significant dividends moving forward. We visited the debris field in Galatia to collect some nice ships. We secured a Buffalo as well as a salvage rig. Here's the fleet so far. A nice combat contingent ready to fight the pirates in the next episode. In between, I had picked up an officer. As we move into the mid game, we are going to start selecting more officers. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed today's guide. In the next one, we will go over the mid game and how to advance past the mid game. Other than that, Grumpy out.